Hey, my name is Grace, and this lesson is a lesson that's geared toward a ninth grade EFL classroom. And the whole idea is that we'll start the lesson today, and obviously online it will be a flipped classroom. So they'll get an idea of the vocabulary, learn the vocabulary outside of class, and also conduct the reading outside of class on their own time. So that way when we're in class, we can have a greater discussion about what the classroom or what the reading looks like and some more details and go into more depth about it, and the vocabulary and the reading can be done at their own time, at their own pace, and that way hopefully the students will be able to get a better feel for that and a better understanding that way. All right, everybody, hello. And this is our first flipped classroom lesson, so hopefully it goes well. I'm going to be walking you through what I want you all to do, and then I'd ask that you would bring your written form of your work to class the next time we meet, whether that is on your iPad, whether that's printed, handwritten, whatever works best for you. I just ask that you would bring it with you, prepare to discuss, and be familiar with the vocab words that you go over and really learn those vocabulary words. This is a way that we can have livelier discussions in class because you will have done the work already outside of class and already know the words. So I think it will be really beneficial, and I'll walk you through exactly what I want you to do and how these websites work. So we'll begin here with the vocabulary. So we're going to be reading a story after, but before we read the story, like we always do, I want to review the vocabulary. So here are the words, and in the vocabulary there's arrange, attach, bottom, cheer, cloud, all these words. So I would ask that you would choose 10 of these words and go over them in the website, just the word. And so this is a hyperlink here, but I already have it pulled up and loaded because my internet seems to be going a little slow. But you can click this hyperlink and it will bring you to this site. And choose the 10 words that you know the least and write them down, and then you'll learn the words through this site. So, for instance, if we're going to do the first word, which was arrange, you'll type in the word, and then hit here, combinations. So now it pulls up this screen with many different combinations of the way you can use the word arrange. So arrange an affair, arrange an appointment, arrange a conference. The longer the green line, it means the more common it is to be used in that way. So arrange a meeting is the most common. There's 183 examples. So I would recommend clicking the one that has the longest green line. So we'll click arrange meeting here. And once it loads, it will bring us to a page with many different sentences that are used in real world examples of when it has been said, arrange a meeting or arrange group meetings. So the first example, some social service departments arrange group meetings for child minors, and in areas there are self-help groups, and so on and so on. And so through reading that sentence, hopefully you can get a little bit of an idea of what arrange a meeting would mean. But just in case, there are many sentences. So reading through the sentences, they hoped to arrange a meeting with Mr. McGubby, who is in his capacity a chancellor at the university. If there isn't, I speak to the manager and arrange a meeting. I will speak to the manager and arrange a meeting, it should say. Therefore, you are advised to arrange important meetings at times coincident with daytime in your home time. And so anyway, so there's all these different sentences with arrange a meeting, arranging a meeting, arranged a meeting, so in different tenses. And hopefully through reading all of these different sentences, you can get an idea of what the word arrange means. So I would then pull up a Word document and write my own definition of what I think arrange means. So, for instance, if I start one, I would start here. I would put 1, arrange, and then through these sentences, it seems to me that if there isn't time, like I said, will speak to the manager and arrange a meeting. So maybe like to put together a meeting or to create a meeting. It's like to do the work to make a meeting would be what I'd say. So I'm going to put arrange would be to put together. And then I want you all to, I'm not going to because Hebrew is not my language, but I want you all to also, after you put your English sentence, come up with what you think the sentence might be in Hebrew. Or sorry, not the sentence, the word arrange means in Hebrew. So put the definition, the translation here of what the word means in Hebrew. And then so you'll see the word in different combinations. You will read the combinations and click them to read different sentences and try to understanding the meaning of that word based on these sentences. So this is just another walkthrough of what it looks like, again with the word arrange. And then write down your word in English, your definition, and then trying to write the Hebrew translation. And then after you've done that with 10 of the words, from, again, these original 10 words here. After you've chosen the 10 that you think you need to learn the most, this is for you to learn. So choose 10 words that you do not know or that you think would be most helpful to know. And then you can check them on Morphix. You can check how well you did your translation. So if we go to Morphix, you will... My computer just froze. There we go. So once we go to Morphix, here you will type in the word arrange and then translate. And then I want you to check if your translation of the word arrange is accurate. So did you say sidar or any of these other words? Then you were correct in your translation. So I want you to check yourselves, but I also want you to have the English translation ready for when we go over it. After that, I will, in your books, there is the story of Giffen's Great Glue. And so in this story, that's where all these vocabulary words were pulled from. So I want you to read the story. And it's very interesting. While you read it, think about some of the questions that we're going to be asking, which is, who is Giffen? What kind of person is Giffen? And what is he doing? Would you trust him? Do you think he's a good person? Start to think about these things as you're reading it, and we will discuss your answers and we will have a discussion about it in class next time we meet. So it's it's about 2.5 pages, 3 pages. So I want you to read that. This is actually only the first half of the story. So it doesn't fully end, but we will read the rest in another lesson. So read this story, and then after you've read the story, I want you to answer these questions in the same form as however you answered the questions before in your iPad, Word document, or on a notebook. So answer, why do you think Giffen is a successful salesman? Just write 1 or 2 sentences. What kind of person is Giffen? So is he a kind person? Is he an honest person? And why? Why do you think that? He's a kind person because he wants to help people. These are not the answers I want you to give. These are samples. And then the third one is a quote that from the story. And so it says, "You fools," said Giffen to himself, "you'll soon find out it stops working after only 4 hours." So what does this show us about Giffen? And what does it show us about the people who bought the glue? So I want you to answer those questions just with 1 or 2 sentences, and we will talk about them in class. I'm sending you this PowerPoint so you can go through it again, and I will also send you a PDF of the story just in case you don't have your books with you over break. So enjoy, Chag Sameach, and I will see you all after the break. Let me know, email me, or write me if you have any questions.